Forward work. Creatives are kind of blessed that we have a product that we can offer the world, and it's up to branding and marketing ourselves and showing it and bringing in that extra income to us. Eric July is a great example of this. He has his investments tied up in multiple things. He's a ghostwriter. He has his YouTube channel going on, and now he's expanded into the comic book market just because he's smart. And he saw the bubble that was there, exploited on it, and it showed. Like, that exploitation paid off. That's a lot of money to rake in on your first comic book, being literally nobody in the industry.
That was impressive.
No,
impressive.
whoa.
It's just kind of an
Yeah,
understatement.
no. What do you say, James?
He was not nobody. He had an enormous following through his music career.
But I mean, the industry.
Sure, he didn't know how to make a comic book, and I think the fair assessment of Isom is he's not very good at writing one either. But he was not a nobody.
No, he wasn't, and that helped a lot. But he also understood the exploitation. He saw the bubble in the market. There's no good comic book movies, and as a smart businessman, you exploit the market. I'm literally doing that with my poetry. Where are all the poets at? I'm exploiting this bubble that's going on right now. There's no poets, so I'm going to be the poet. I'm exploiting a bubble.
I guarantee you the reason nobody writes poetry anymore is because of how many 90s and early 2000s movies made fun of the terrible poet who annoys his friends with his bad poetry. So no one wanted to be that guy because Hollywood managed to make a stigma about it.
Well, actually, just join the conversation. What's up, guys?
Hey,
Hope you're doing
How's
good.
it going, James?
I actually went on a poetry binge myself, and there's some decent-sized poetry communities out there, but they primarily like to stick to their own. They're just
yeah, because the average person is like,
yeah, it's true.
No,
there is it's both a stigma as well as just it not really being in the zeitgeist. I'm sure if one of the very famous people, one of the favorite freaking TikTokers started writing poetry and shit, you'd see it start coming up more.
Fact of the matter is, actually, there's a strong argument to be made that poetry has never been more important because rap music is poetry. It literally is poetry.
Well, music.
They just swear a lot.
Music. Commercialization of the music industry and lyrics are poetry, and there was this great short video that I actually saw of the number 6 pop artists in the country. Showed like his song is written, produced, and made by him. Like, he did it, and he showed the number 1. It has like 6 writers, 7 producers. Just the whole the industry that he has to go against, and that song is usually crap.
Have a good night, Kiko.
See you around, Kiko.
Later.
That actually brings up one of my pet peeves with poetry, where I got kind of like away from it after a while. And that's that basically anything and everything can fit into the art of poetry. So to kind of both learn and practice that, which can be gets rather difficult after a while. If you're not willing to start getting pompous about it, to be honest, like, all right, well, I'm just going to write this particular style only for the next 12.
There's a difference. There's a misconception, I think, that people hear the rhythm and the rhyme and then equate that to poetry. And I'm like, no, you have to go deeper than that. You got to be able to pull up the metaphors and deeper understanding, like the emotional draw and the description and everything. Just because it rhymes doesn't mean it's poetry to me,
Well, yeah, the poem has to make a cohesive image in the reader's mind.
It's an art.
Not really. That's the part that got me continuously. If the creator considers it poetry, that it's technically poetry. One person has to, and then poof, it is. That's what kind of gets me about it sometimes.
That's another reason a lot of people don't like poetry was the rhyme.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot.
And unrhymed poetry. It's confusing to people, and they go.
I mean, look into haikus. That's kind of interesting. Haikus, look up those. Those are both fun and kind of confusing as all hell.
What's that?
Haikus are so
profound.
You had the SJW and feminists doing like they had it recorded where they go up there and do their really bad poetry.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful, but that's just another day in San Francisco, really.
Yeah, it's an art form. It's an art like through and through. It's the very first. It's unique from writing that it doesn't follow the traditional sense of writing, and it can like kind of move words around to shift as long as it paints that image and the line is cohesive and everything makes sense to the reader and that core value, like the main thing that I'm trying to get out there, my expression, basically artistic expression, the main artistic expression I'm trying to show is right there.
Yeah,
Writing
poetry is
like a novel, log
It's just
forms,
people don't
storytelling. Storytelling, I feel, is like more character driven and yeah, not really just like a painting. Like most paintings is art, right? But there's no character in a painting. It's just like this beautiful picture of art, right? That's the way I'm kind of
Sometimes.
equivalent in my mind.